Death, taxes, the Packers beating the Bears at Lambeau Field. Nations rise and fall. The seas may crumble the mountains, and one day the sun will burn this wretched, unfortunate little blue marble floating through space. And as it does, as the last atom of Earth's core is consumed in a fiery hellscape, the last sounds you will hear will be the Bears still suck. Holy fuck, Green Bay Packer fans. How the hell are you feeling right now? The team, the youngest team in the league, is in the playoffs and is one of the select teams that has even a remote chance of winning a Super Bowl. Will they? I don't think so. But that doesn't fucking matter right now because to even have the opportunity to do so, you have to make it here. And they did just enough. Put that on the tombstone of this whole season. They did just enough. They did just enough today, and they did just enough the entire season to make it to this point right here. And here they are. I see a lot of people up in the chat. Join in the chat. Let us know. Yes, True North. The victory chain is out. The victory chain, it's the sweetest victory chain the season so far. And the Packers, it's confirmed, going on the road next week to the 2 seed Dallas Cowboys. And good old mashed potato Mike himself, Mike McCarthy, former Green Bay Packer, Super Bowl winning head coach Mike McCarthy and the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, does the season just not get more poetic? What is next? What is the other thread, the thing that's going to come back and join the rest of this season? This is a goddamn Disney movie out here. It really is. Astro, go back, go. Thank you for chiming in. Oh, hell yeah. How cool is this? If you had asked me when this team had just lost to the Broncos and the Raiders on Monday Night Football, and I think I saw it was 4-6, 4-6 after the loss to the Steelers, and now this team is here. They're in the playoffs. I mean, there are still, like, let's get this out of the way. Let's get this out of the way right now. There are still major issues to be addressed with this team, and they all go right back to the Joe Barry and this defense. I don't think anything from today, from the rest of the season, changes what should rightfully happen to Joe Barry and the future of this Packers defense. But it still feels really, really awesome to see this team, which it's a lot of the same bones, that we saw last year come up this short. And it just feels different. I feel, even looking back at last year, if we can look back on it, hopefully with a little bit of, you know, take the glasses off a little bit, hopefully. But last season, there was this anxiety, at least from my end, this anxiety around the team and the success, and hoping that, one loss, ends the season and ends the Rodgers era, and it's the last shot for Aaron Rodgers, and every loss felt like that. This year, it felt so freeing, and to be in basically the same copycat situation as you ended last year. It felt so different coming into this year, coming into this game. And that is an amazing feeling as a Packer fan, at least in my mind, that there's no longer this, like, cloud of anxiety around everything going on with this team. that everything feels fresh, everything feels fun. They are probably going to go to Dallas next week and lose, and they might lose really bad, and that might happen. But it still doesn't change everything that happened so far this year. So the Packers, we're recapping this game, 17-9 win over the Chicago Bears. Um, I mean, I think number one and number two, Matt LaFleur finally realized where the bread of this offense is buttered, and it is Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones. He was the only running back to take a snap or to take a handoff. He was the only running back with a rush. 22 carries for 111 yards. Um, I had that feeling like halfway through the third quarter. Like, have I seen Patrick Taylor? Like, have I seen Emmanuel Wilson? Have I seen Kenyon Drake? Like, have I seen any other running back go out there for anything? And no, it was Aaron Jones. It was Aaron Jones from start to finish. And compare that to the game that we watched last night, the Colts Texans game, where Jonathan Taylor is doing everything he can to will that team into the postseason. And on the biggest play of the whole season, you take out your guy. You don't trust your guy. Aaron Jones, th- this that he Matt made no other point about it. If I am going to win or lose this game based on what Aaron Jones does running the rock. And then on the other side, on the passing side, Jordan Love, 32 for 27. 32 for 27 with two touchdowns, only one sack, 128.6 passer rating. And one of those incompletions, you could argue, I think you really could make a good case for it, was a completion in the end zone to Bo Melton. And I mean, think about it again. There's that drop by Bo Melton, that's a tough catch. I understand, but it's one you should make. The other one too, Romeo Dobbs in the end zone, a catch that he probably should also bring down. That's two more catches on this night, and I can't remember exactly those other ones, but I mean to have to play that sort of game at Lambeau. Go back again. Let's compare directly again to last season. What did Aaron Rodgers do? What did Aaron Rodgers do in that last game of the season on the line against a division rival? I'm going to look it up right now to remember what exactly that stat line was. But I can remember him throwing a terrible game-ending interception because he was trying to force things again. I remember that exactly. Um, let's see. Aaron Rodgers last season against the Lions, season on the line. Aaron Rodgers, 17 for 27, 205, a touchdown, an interception, two sacks, 83 passing or 83 passer rating. Jordan Love came in here and basically got to have a mulligan on last year and establish himself as the bona fide starter and the guy. He was already that, but like this was a way to put an exclamation point on this whole season. And he did it at home against your hated rival you have never lost to in the Matt LaFleur era. Think about that again. Yeah, the Love fumble, that was a bad one. It was a broken play too, which makes it doubly bad. But that guy, he put his helmet literally right on the ball. Like that's a tough one to come up with. And yeah, again, there are tons of things to clean up with this. The missed field goal is, I mean, sticks out like a sore thumb because that makes this a two possession game at the end of it. If you get there, the yeah, and the sack, that one I don't worry too much about. He did this. I will take a sack every now and then because when you see on that like that touchdown pass that he had to I think it was at Wicks, um, where he's kind of fading back. I will take sacks from time to time if it means that you're you're not if it doesn't come as a byproduct of being scared or freezing up, the deer in the headlights. I think he's looking, and it just ends up that guy falls right into his lap. That's, that's not anything I'll put on him. But yeah, I mean, this was a lot of point. Yes, exactly. A lot of points left on the field. That's number one. You cannot do that against Dallas. If you have any chance of wanting to go into Dallas and pull a massive upset against the Cowboys, you got to hit on all of those. You can't miss field goals. You can't drop touchdowns. You can't. And here's the other thing too. Let's flip over to the defensive side. You cannot let an offense, especially one that's led by Justin Fields, take up so much time on your drives. Like, I understand that they gave up 9 points, 3 field goals. That is by all means, that is a great defensive outing. That's that's awesome. That's exactly what you want out of a defense. But this is the playoffs. Now, you're going to Dallas. Like, this offense does not mess around. You saw what they just did to the Lions last week. You cannot play this team the same way as you play the Bears. You have to go in there. You need to play this like you played all of those games where you're hitting on all cylinders. The Lions, the Chiefs, the Vikings last week. It needs to be tough man coverage, get pressure on the front with 5 guys. You've got to force turnovers and you've got to get that offense off the field. You cannot let Mike McCarthy organize 8-minute field goal drives because they're not always going to end in field goals. Sometimes those 8-minute drives, they're going to end in touchdowns. That's just inevitable with CD Lamb and Brandon Cooks. Like, that's going to happen. You cannot do that. So that is the biggest takeaway for me from the defense because they got pressure. They contained Justin Fields pretty damn well too. He ended up with only 27 rushing yards on 8 carries, and a lot of I would say probably about half of those were designed runs. So they're looking for him to get runs. They're not like Tommy DeVito scrambles for 20 yards or something. A lot of that was designed runs by Justin Fields, and they weren't successful. They didn't gash them like they had been. So you have to get turnovers. And right there, the Valentine almost interception, that needs to be an interception. That takes points off of the board. That makes it a 2 possession game. So those are the opportunities you need to hit on. And I mean, they like I said, they did what they were supposed to do. They did what they were supposed to do. They held the Bears to 9 points. They held DJ Moore to 64 receiving yards. They held Khalil Herbert. Khalil Herbert was the leading rusher with 28 rushing yards. That's really impressive, especially against what this defense has usually done with running quarterbacks and running games in general. This defense did what they needed to do tonight to get the win. That being said, this performance tonight, it's not good enough to win a playoff game. And that's why I really, really wanted this team to make the playoffs because there was a lot of talk about, does this team need to make the playoffs? Does a big loss in the playoffs hurt this team, set them back? Whatever. There's, pros and cons if people want to make the argument on either side, whatever. Um, but I really wanted them to make the playoffs for this reason because this team doesn't really know what it is yet. They don't know how to play consistent football. And you can get away with it in the regular season. It's a week to week season. If you lose one game, you win, whatever. Like, look, you came out on top here at the end. You make the playoffs. It's one and done in the playoffs, and it's against the best teams in the league. You need to know what the bar is every single week if you want to reach the pinnacle, if you want to win a Super Bowl. And the only way to do that is to play a playoff game, to get the playoff experience. These It's the youngest team in the league. This game is going to be enormous for them, regardless of the outcome, because now there are second and first year guys who become third and second year guys next year that already have playoff experience. The offense knows how to work in a playoff scenario. The defense understands how do we need to play differently on the road in a playoff game. That that kind of experience only comes from the success it takes to get to the playoffs, and that's what they've earned. Now, the rest of whatever happens this year is complete gravy. You had a successful season this year. You know Jordan Love is your quarterback. You see that you have a solid foundation, a dangerous foundation for this offense. And you've seen a few guys really step up on the defensive side as well. Now it's all about learning to do that every single week, learning to be an NFL team that can go out and win playoff games and win the Super Bowl. That's what this will take. And again, some more shout outs here. Yes, shout out to Kenny Clark and Gary. I mean, really, the whole pass rush, the whole front line today played outstanding. Kenny Clark had an amazing game. Preston Smith and Rashawn were getting pressure all the time. Lucas Van Ness, I think he ended up with one. Did he end up with one sack? Did he even get it? Yeah, he ended up with one sack, tackle for loss. Like you could see him playing the game so much. It felt like he was reading the game so much easier, and he had a tough time. There was a lot of times where he was having to read, uh, Justin Fields and whoever the Herbert or whoever the running back was at the time on those draw plays, the QB draw plays, and he's having to read that, and he played them perfectly. Played them perfectly. Read Justin Fields, waited, held his lane, didn't try to do too much. So shout out to Lucas Van Ness for sure. But yeah, I mean, this right here, I don't know if it's top three. I think you need to see a lot more consistency from guys like Wyatt and Slayton to call it top three. And, I think if you're talking about this if we're saying top three defensive line, I think we're kind of looking at the future, like next year, going into next year. Do they have a top three defensive line? I don't know if you can say that just yet. Because then again, also, too, the thing you have to realize what happens with Preston Smith? Is he around next year? That's also a big question mark. And I think will play into what does this defensive line look like. But yeah, right now, I think you could argue it's a top 10. It's at least top half of the league. And if they could figure something out behind them in terms of pass coverage, if guys like Corey Valentine and Ballantyne can get healthy, if Jair Alexander can stay healthy, if they can figure out something to do with the safety position, if we could see Eric Stokes possibly come back and get healthy, um, yeah, that really elevates what this defensive line is capable of. Because it really doesn't help when someone mentioned Quay Walker guarding DJ Moore across the middle. If you can eliminate that kind of stuff, that really helps out the defensive line attack as well. I was really worried I wasn't going to get to talk to this guy tonight, but here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the Bear Hunter himself. Umar, how the hell are you feeling, buddy?
I'm fucking. Let's go, dog. Let's go. People are lucky that I'm doing dry January right now. They are really lucky because I would be so fucking hammered right now. It's not even funny. I am so hyped. All week we've been getting shit from these Bears fans and other fans saying that the Bears defense is legit. Justin Fields is a better quarterback. He's more talented. He's more this. He's more that. They scored 9 fucking points. A lucky 9 points too, if I might add. And if it wasn't for
Mhm.
fucking broke leg fucking Carson missing damn field goals, and I don't know what the play call was going on at the end of the first half, but we won. We won in amazing fashion. We won with a depleted roster again. No Watson. Reed was in and out. Dobbs was coughing up blood because He had a touchdown. He dropped 2. And guess what? We still freaking won in spite of Barry. I don't care. Yeah, 9 points. That's
It
great.
was.
It was. But at the end of the day, all I'm saying is like, dude, I had a crazy yesterday. My water machine, my washer freaking overfilled. And then I went like Superman trying to rush into because I saw water coming off the wall. And I ate it. I literally like flew in the air and landed on my back. I think I busted my elbow. I'm all messed up. We spent all Oh, okay. We spent all whatchamacallit, um all night last night looking for leaks and this and that. And so today I needed this. And man, I am just one happy camper, man. One freaking happy camper.
Yeah, sorry. I have to I look like I am distracted.
Yeah.
I'm sending people shot money that are at Stadium View right now because I
I
feel
don't blame you.
if I can't be there physically, I need to be there spiritually.
Hell
So
yeah, dog.
shots up, Sam. So man, buddy, you remember? Do you? I will put myself on blast here.
Yeah.
After that Raiders game,
Mm-hmm.
I had a sign behind me that said "Fire Matt LaFleur"
Yep. I remember. We
because
all were
I was
questioning everything.
livid.
Yeah.
I was livid
Yeah.
because it was not about anything of the performance of the offense or anything that he had done really. It was about the Joe Barry situation.
Right.
And I think when you make the comment that today they did this in spite of Joe Barry, I think you could really argue this whole season is in spite of Joe Barry.
Damn right.
And
Damn right.
I think whatever happens this year, I don't think there's anything that happens this year, the rest of the playoffs, that changes what needs to be done. Correct?
I completely agree. I think like even if we somehow luck up into the Super Bowl, um, I think the
Can
writing
you
is written on the
imagine?
wall. Could
Can
you
you
imagine, bro?
imagine?
7th seed again. 12 years, 13, 14 years later, we do the same thing and we make a run. All I'm saying is, look, it's very highly improbable, but the truth was when we did it in 2010, that was very highly improbable too. And people didn't see us coming. They thought that we were a bunch of BS. They're like, yeah, you know what? That's just the Packers. You know, they go lose to Philly. They go lose to Atlanta. Okay,
Mhm.
they go, oh, Chicago got the best defense in the league. They're gonna lose to them. And then what happened? We just ran through them all. And you know what? Like, minus that fumble that Jordan had, which he needs to be a little bit better about. That's the first time that's happened.
Yep.
We were in total control of this game. These last 3 weeks, our offense has been really hitting it. And I'm telling you, like Aaron Jones is looking like all that time off has gotten fresh. I feel like if we get Watson back next week, we can have maybe a revenge, not a revenge game, but like a daddy game, like he did against them last year, right? Like do that shit
Yeah.
all over again. But now we do it in their house, right? And he's from that, and he's from Florida, but still though, like guys like him play on that turf, they just run a little bit faster, you know. But even if you don't have him, we got Bo Melton, who literally is like coming on like legit freaking Donald Driver, man. It is insane the fact that he's running that number and he is just making clutch catch after clutch catch. And I felt like that was a touchdown that they didn't give him.
It
I
was
felt like
especially the way that they called the
the
DJ
DJ
Moore
Moore catch.
catch.
Exactly right. 100%
That
agree.
needs to go both. That needs to go
Yep.
both ways. That needs to go
Exactly.
both ways. I missed. I'm looking for the comment. Somebody said exactly what you said. That saving up Aaron Jones snaps for right
Yeah.
now. Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
kind of. I mean that's I said it early on. In the post game here,
Hmm.
the fact that Matt went no bullshit
Yeah.
with this game. We're gonna Jordan is gonna throw like he normally does. And anytime we're going to run the ball, it's Aaron Jones. I'm not
Yeah.
fucking dealing with any other little things. I think they had 2 end arounds to Bo Melton that they ran.
Hmm.
But
Yep. Yep.
anything else, we're giving it to Aaron Jones. And that is what I want to see in a clutch situation like this.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, dude. I just it was like it felt like touch and go because the game was like a 1-score game, but if I was looking at it like objectively, the Packers really didn't never lose sight of the fact that they were once they got the lead, they never let it go. And we haven't seen that all year. All year, we've had the teams where against the Broncos, against the Raiders, against freaking the Giants, like where we get the lead and then we lose the lead, right? And Joe Barry is going to Joe Barry, but this team is coming together at the right time. And the truth is like the fact that we got a winning season out of it. We found out Jordan Love, who most of us thought may have been the guy, but he has proven that he is the guy, right? Even LaFleur said it today in his press conference. He was just like, that he got the right shit, and then he apologized for cussing because live, right? And I said, nah, dog, talk your shit, because everyone's been questioning and acting like he ain't the dude, and guess what? He is the dude, and he is the dude because of you. Of you
Mm-hmm.
working with him, you and Steve Calhoun working with him, getting his footwork right, getting his timing right, getting confidence in the playbook, getting confidence with his players. Like, that's all I'm at LaFleur. Like, the fact that he has all these young guys, we are the youngest team in the playoffs right now. Average age of like 24 and a half, maybe 25 years old. All I'm saying is the one thing that's good about that is ignorance is bliss, right? They don't know no better.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't see the game its entirety because they weren't showing it here. They were showing Philly and the Giants for some stupid ass
Oof,
reason, and so I had to watch it on Red Zone.
that's rough.
And I had to watch it on Cheesehead TV, like listening to Corey and Aaron kind of
Uh-huh.
go. And every time like Corey was like, "Fireworks, we got fireworks!" I was like, "Yes!" But no joke, like I'm gonna have to go back and watch the game tomorrow before my coast to coast with Bernie Bango. But I'm telling you, man, like it just feels good because even if we lost that game, I think if we lose that game, you got the Bears just talking trash all off season,
Right.
right? Just like the Lions were. But the Lions, they earned it. They swept us. Like, that's a big difference. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But all off season and all season, we kept hearing about how the Bears are going to take over the North, how Justin Fields was the truth, and that this and that or whatever, and that week 1 was a fluke. Here we go, week 18. Don't seem like it was a fluke. And winning season, made the playoffs. And it could be any. That's the thing. Once you get in the dance, it don't matter. It really
It's a
doesn't
lottery
matter.
ticket. It's
It's
a
a lottery
lottery
ticket, man.
ticket.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. And the thing that I think really drives it home with this is it shows that the precipitous fall everyone predicted,
Yep. Wasn't
it's
there.
not it's not there.
Nope.
Jordan Love and this team have shown that they are better than the Bears.
Yep.
They are better than the Vikings,
Hell yeah.
and they are at least on par with Lions.
I
And
agree with that. Yeah.
I would argue that they might be set up even better than the Lions because they're younger. Their
Mm-hmm.
contracts are cheaper,
Yep.
and I just think and the thing is too, Jared Goff is not long for this league.
Mm-mm.
You
Mm-mm.
know, the Packers have their answer at
Yeah.
quarterback. Who else in
Exactly
the
right.
league? Who else in the NFC North
Can
can
say
you
that.
say has their answer for the
Mm-mm.
quarterback? The Bears. Here's the question I want to ask you: is this the end of Justin Fields in Chicago?
I think
What do you
so.
think?
I hate to say it. Like, I'm not an
I
OSU
am.
fan because my ex girlfriend went there,
I,
so I hate on them a little bit. But I am a big Justin Fields fan, and I've
I
loved
am
him
too.
since he came out. And the funny thing is, like, you look at Trevor Lawrence, and he just looked like doo doo. I know he's playing with a lot of injuries and this and that, but he just didn't look good today. And they needed to win that game, right? And I really feel like even if he's not done, I don't stay in Chicago if I'm him. Like
Yeah.
I'm done. Like because they haven't really set him up for success. And there's so many teams out there that could really, you know, he can go to Atlanta, where I think he's from, as well as be able to be on a team that with Arthur Smith gets fired, they get a new coach up in there. I don't know. I just think there's other teams out there that can really take his skill set and really run with it, right? And like, and I don't mean that, tongue in cheek, run with it, right? But that would have been funny if I was, but because I think he's a very good quarterback, and I think like he could be like Brock Purdy. He could be a guy that's very systematically throwing the ball down the
Mm-hmm.
field. Because he did that at Ohio State, and I just think that he just needs a little bit better offensive line and a better scheme that kind of fits his skill set. Which I don't think he. I mean, I love Luke Getsky, but Luke Getsky is not. He's not playing to Justin's strengths, unfortunately.
Yeah. I'm doing a little research here because I'm interested. You bring up like trade. Is he So he's a free agent after next year, right? He's got 1 year left on his rookie deal,
It
right?
matters if they.
I believe.
What
I
year is
think
this
he's.
for him? Third year or fourth year for him?
This will be his. This is his third year. This is his third year.
So he has one
So
more
he has
year, and then he
one
has
more year
option
and
year.
then option year. So let's think about it from the Bears' perspective. Because if you're the
Mm-hmm.
Bears,
Yep.
you've and I say this with all, the Bears are actually set up
Oh yeah.
to
Yeah.
have success very soon if they play their cards right.
Exactly right.
That defense is not a joke.
No, we embarrassed them, but they're pretty
Yeah,
good.
but you traded away the number 1 pick last year
Yeah.
and got DJ Moore.
Right.
You've got 2 top 10 first round picks this year.
Yep.
Washington, New England, Arizona, the Chargers, Giants, Tennessee, Atlanta, all pick in front of your second first round pick.
Right.
I think you could make a move and trade Justin Fields for another first round pick
Mm.
and reload, draft Caleb Williams first overall, and now you've got 2 other first round picks
Yeah.
to build off of.
You guys see someone's gonna give a first round pick for Justin. I know he could probably go for a second for sure. First round pick, it matters who's desperate. Like of a team, like I heard that Minnesota was willing to give away the farm to trade up to get Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
They're about to give up 5 first round picks and Daniel Hunter. And the Colts still said no, which I think is kind of crazy to me. But like that's the kind of thing that, I don't know, like they have the first overall pick, they have the 9th overall pick. So they already have those 2. Like
But
you're
it's
right.
like
They
if
have the
you're
opportunity to make it right.
if you're let's say like Tennessee or something, you're sitting at 7.
Right.
Do you want to hope that one of these, like, what is there, like maybe 3 or 4 quarterbacks,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 3 that like could fall down? And it's like, well, do you say either it's Caleb Williams or bust,
Mm-hmm.
or I trade my first round pick and get a guy who's proven, is still on a rookie deal,
Yep.
and maybe that convinces somebody like Derrick Henry to come back and play
Right.
another year, and you build something around that. I don't know. I do though think it's very awesome to talk about the draft projections of the Chicago Bears
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to ours, because we're talking
Yes.
about the fucking playoffs and not the draft.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's funny, like they're talking about giving us a top 10, top 5 pick to now we're making the playoffs. And hey, if we go one and done, that's fine. It's okay
Yeah.
with me. Because Jordan Love has done something that no other quarterback has done in his first year starting for the Green Bay Packers. And we know we have our answer at the most important position on the team. And so what? We're used to drafting in the 19s and 20s anyways. So I'm okay with it. Yeah, so I got to wait. And then you don't think Goody's going to see a guy that he wants to try to trade up? He might do something crazy. Probably not, but you never know. But we're in the playoffs, man. We have another week of football to get to watch our boys play. Yeah, they're going to play in Dallas. Yeah, Dallas is a really good football team. I get all that. But, man, like, so it could be a revenge game for them because we've been whooping on their ass for how many years now, right? So it could be a
Right.
revenge game for them, right? But the truth is, like, man, like, our season's not over yet. And the truth, back in like week 6, week 7, everyone thought it was done. Everyone thought we were over. We are dead. Everyone thought, they left us for dead, right? And now look at us. Like, we are literally in the playoffs. Are we the 6th seed or a 7th seed? No, we're the 6th seed, right?
7th seed.
No.
We're the 7th seed because we're going to the Cowboys, the 2
Oh,
seed.
that's right. Yeah, because Philly lost. Yeah.
Yeah. And because the Rams, I gotta say, as a person that lives in the Detroit metro area,
Yeah.
I did not want to have to go through another Lions week,
Oh, God,
especially playing
yeah.
them at home. And
Yeah.
I didn't want us to have to go do that. I am okay.
Yeah.
I am okay. I'm much more comfortable losing to the Cowboy. That sounds disgusting to say, but if personally, I don't see a lot of Cowboys fans.
Yeah.
I have married into families of Lions fans. I
Oh,
don't
did
want
you really?
that. I don't want that smoke just yet.
No, it's okay. You know what? And someone was saying that too. Like we somehow meet Detroit in the playoffs, and then we knock them out of the playoffs, and that would just be like, it'd be fitting for their first time to make the playoffs in how many years for us to
I
knock them
know.
out.
I thought about that too. It was like, well, because really the top three teams in the NFC are really the only ones that I think could do anything this year.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the Lions are going to be. You know what? Let's do that. Let's take a look real quick at the playoff matchups right now, and let's wrap up here pretty quick, or not quick, but soon. Let's look at that and make predictions for the playoff picture here.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's take a look. So, it's going to be Cowboys, Packers, Lions, Rams, Bucks, Eagles. I think for me that's chalk.
Yeah.
Straight down the line. The Eagles have fallen off a cliff. I think it's straight chalk. But from there, boy, then you got Cowboys, Lions. Can you now see if you want to talk about poetic things for the Lions beating the Cowboys
after 2014?
After 2014, and then just after week 17.
Yeah.
With the 2-point conversion shit.
That's
you
so
don't
true.
think they're
That's
oh
so
my
true.
gosh. Now as a fan who knows this team is probably not going to win a Super Bowl, I'm almost hoping we do lose because I want to see the Cowboys and Lions rematch.
Like I said, like we are they always kept saying up until like when we started winning games, we're playing with house money, right? And we kind of are, but hey man, you know how I'm Mr. Positive, right? I'm like, shit, why not us? I like Paul Rudd, right? Who thought we would be here? Not me.
Right.
Not me.
Right, not
But and I remember I even said, because someone was that damn bitch ass tweet list was talking shit, showing damn receipts, like, oh, he said we're gonna make the playoffs. He said we're gonna be 13-4. Well, guess what? We weren't 13-4, but we in the fucking playoffs, aren't we? So what's up now, dog? And I was like, all these damn Jordan haters, they ain't got shit to say right now. They quiet as hell. Some of them deactivated their damn accounts. But the truth is like this playoffs is gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Tampa Bay, man, like like you look at Tampa and you're just like, you don't know what you're gonna get with them week in and week out, right? And then Baker getting banged up too, that could have an impact. But man, oh man, yeah.
And you know what? Here, Defective here says this: if you beat Dallas, anything's possible.
Yep.
If this defense and this team can go into Dallas and beat this Dallas team,
right? Yep.
Then at that point, I'm thinking it's Super Bowl bust because you can fucking beat anybody at that point.
Let's be real now. Like Niners have shown that they're not as good, right? Yeah, they whooped up on a lot of teams that they should have whooped up on, but they also got beat too by some teams that don't make no sense, right? And like it's like once you see the kink in the armor, right? Like it's possible. Like you saw what Buffalo did to Dallas. You saw what the Ravens did to the Niners. And I'm just kind of thinking like
Cardinals beat Dallas.
The Cardinals beat Dallas. Hell yeah.
Like
Cardinals almost beat the Niners.
Like this, it's like you said, it's anything can happen.
Yep.
At this point.
Hell yeah.
Anything can happen. And also, like you mentioned too at the top, this team doesn't know what they don't know.
There you go.
They might go in, if you go into Dallas and you play the best game of football, you might think, I'm fucking unbeatable. I'm king of the world. Like I can do whatever I want.
Dude,
and that might just carry you.
Look, going into Dallas is like us going into Detroit on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Ain't no one going to be picking us. Yep. No one giving you a chance. Everyone's against you, right? You're going into a hostile environment, all these things, right? They whooped up on you earlier that year. On top of that, too, like they have this amazing defense. They have an amazing offense, right? But shit, like, what do? We showed up and they played their worst game. We played our best game. It could happen. It could happen. I'm not putting no money on it, but it could happen.
No. Anything can happen.
Hell yeah, bro.
Any other final words, man, as we wrap
this
up?
Man, I'm just on cloud 9. I think I'm a little like shocked, and I'm still mad that I'm doing dry January because man, I could just really go for a drink right now. And sorry about that. And then what the hell that was?
You ordering some pizza?
No, I was trying to like look at the playoffs like lineup, right? But no, I'm just hyped, man. I'm just really happy. I'm gonna go into this week on cloud nine, and I'm gonna have a lot of Cowboys fans talking their shit. That's okay. That's okay. I was like, hey, man, you guys should beat us. If you don't,
Mhm.
though, what does that say about y'all more than it was about us?
Exactly. That's the thing. It's the perfect situation to be in as a
Yep.
team because
Damn right.
uh if you win, fuck you, man. We're the
Yep.
underdogs. We won. If you beat us, yeah, that's what you
You
should have
should.
done.
We're the seventh seed.
You're you're the
You should beat
we're the
us.
seventh seed. We snuck in here. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And that's the other thing.
There
Hard
you go.
knocks out of the
Part of me wanted it
picture.
though. I'm not gonna lie. Part of me kind of wanted it, but part of me didn't
I
because
did kind of want it to.
right? You're like, I kind of want it 'cause I want to see just like the inner workings of Green Bay. But on the same end too, though, I know the coach and I know the ownership don't like that stuff. So, or not ownership of
Right.
the team. Yeah, I was like, nah, that I wasn't really too big on. You know what I'm saying?
But
So,
HBO wanted that bad.
mm-hmm,
You
mm-hmm.
know they
Hell
wanted
yeah,
guaranteed Packer fans sign up for HBO Max.
yeah, dude. They were hoping to God that Green Bay won it. I'm not gonna lie, these damn refs were trying to do everything they can to keep Chicago in the game. I ain't go, don't even get me started on that. I know people want to talk about, hey, don't talk about the refs, but let's be real now. That was not a first down.
It
And
was not a
that was not a
it
catch.
felt like they realized they weren't going to impact the game through
Yep.
flags, so they needed to
Yep.
impact the game through any
Other
other
like
means
freaking like yeah,
necessary.
other crazy shit. I'm like, are you kidding
Yeah.
me right now? What the hell with this shit, dude? It was some absolute ridiculousness.
Yeah. Oh, but
Mm.
all right. Well, I think that will wrap us up, guys.
Fuck yeah, bro.
I appreciate everyone that's jumped in here. Defective, True North. I know you're always here. I appreciate you guys jumping in on the live stream each week. You can catch him tomorrow night with Bernie Bango on Coast to Coast Packers. When's that go off? Six
We should be going off like 7:45. I want to say
7:45,
7:45 Eastern time. Yep.
6:45 Lambeau time.
Yes, sir.
You can see me. I will be on Lombardi's Bar as always Wednesday nights, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, or Lambeau time. And then obviously, if this is your first time here on the stream, make sure you go and subscribe so you get notified anytime these shows go live and you don't miss any of them. But do you want to take us out here with I'm gonna clear out. I'm gonna give
Okay.
you Kobe clear out ISO. Do you want to give us your classic message to Chicago Bears fans
Oh boy,
to
boy, boy, boy,
to
boy.
take us home?
You got it, dog. I got you, baby. I got
All
you.
right.
I got you.
I'll see everybody else later this week. take us home.
What's up now, bitch? You ain't shit. Fuck you.